Good evening, my audible. Mohit sir, Subhu sir. Yeah, Subhu sir, I'm audible.
Sir, you are audible.
Okay, so just starting in 2 minutes. I'm just waiting for a few more students are joining. They just texted us that they're joining in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yes, good evening. So I believe I should start now. So this is a very small interactive webinar. The motive of this webinar is to introduce you with the JEE and NEET exams, along with the strategies so that you can crack this exam along with your school exams. Like as a student, this is itself a challenge to crack these exams while keeping your school exams on the track. So me, along with Mohit sir and Subhu sir, will be discussing. Mohit sir is expert of chemistry. So all issues related to chemistry will be taken by Mohit sir and Subhu sir will be taking mathematics. So let's start with a very just words. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so we'll start with the basic introduction of JEE mains. So NTA, National Testing Agency, conduct JEE mains twice in a year. And through this exam, you can get admission in almost all engineering colleges except IITs. So whether it's NITs or triple ITs or other engineering, all prestigious engineering colleges take admission in BTech through this exam. Along with BTech, you can take admission in BR. Like there are colleges like SPA, School of Planning and Architecture, and other architecture colleges. They too take admission through this JEE exam. So in this webinar, we will be targeting JEE mains and NEET. For the time being, we will not discuss JEE advanced. To get admission into IITs, you need to clear JEE advanced. So JEE advanced is after JEE mains. So the time that we have today, in that time, we can only be discussing JEE mains and the NEET. So we'll start with a brief overview of the JEE mains. Recently, NT have updated the pattern of the JEE mains. Now it have 25 questions from physics, 25 from chemistry, and 25 from mathematics. So total 75 questions. Each question have 4 marks, around 300 questions. So in JEE mains, the admissions or the cutoff is not through score, it's basically through percentile. So we'll see what score and percentile, how score and percentile goes. And if you want to go into the detail of percentile, I believe Subhu sir is the right person to explain what is percentile exactly. But instead of score, we'll go to percentile. And meanwhile, we're discussing CIWG quota also. Subhu sir, I believe you should tell them what is percentile exactly.
Yeah, a percentile actually is basically if you see that there are 100 students appearing for an exam and someone is getting 99 percentile. So it simply means that 99 students are below that person and one student is above that person. So he is at 99th position. He is at second position. So one is above him and 98 is below him. So he has got 99 percentile. So if there are suppose 12 lakh students or 14 lakh students appearing in an examination, so we will simply do the same calculation. Like if someone is getting, let us suppose, 1,20,000 rank. Okay, suppose 1,20,000 rank, and the students appearing are 12 lakhs. So in that case, he is among 10. The 1,20,000 by 12 lakh is actually 1 by 10. So in that case, he is one among 10. That means in 100, he is 10th position. So his percentile is 90 percentile. So a person having 1,20,000 rank will have 90 percentile. Similarly, you can see that others will also have, if their rank are better, then their percentile will increase. And similarly, if rank will be below, then percentile will decrease.
So that's percentile. So the colleges, when they declare their cutoff, that's not on the basis of score, that is on the basis of percentile, as discussed by Subhu sir. So for the current JEE main session, the session of the February basically, this is on the left hand side, this is the score and this is the percentile, like how the score match with the percentile. Remember the total marks in the JEE mains is 300. So if a student is getting some decent 100 marks, then the percentile is 96.06. And to get admission into a good college for a general category student in NITs or triple ITs for computer science, nowadays this is, which I believe it's 98 or 99 percentile, right? If we talk about the general
Yeah,
categories.
yes, sir, yeah.
For NITs and triple ITs, it's around 98 percentile. So 98 percentile means 130 marks out of 3. This is the Feb attempt. This is the data from the Feb 2025. So the good thing is, if you are from the Gulf countries, if you are an NRI which is living in the Gulf countries, then you have a quota which is known as CIWG. And if you use that quota, then you will get a relaxation of 2-3 percentile that varies year to year. Means if you are from the CIWG quota, then if a general student from India is getting an admission into an NITs at 98.9 percentile, you can get the same college at relatively lower percentile, maybe at 97.6 percentile or 96.9. So this is the score. And so if you can see, out of 300, you don't have to score 250. To get admission into a decent college, 150, 140, 130 are good marks. And the syllabus is equally divided in 11 and 12. Like out of 25%, you can roughly say 50% is from class 11 syllabus, 50% is from class 12 syllabus. And except few questions, I believe few questions is for me and Mohit sir. But for Subhu sir, for maths, there are many questions which are tough. But for physics and chemistry, except few questions, most of the questions are doable. Most of the questions are that you can prepare along with your school exams. So if you are in class 11, you're doing mechanics. My subject is physics, I'm talking about mechanics. Whatever you're doing in class 11, that's 50% syllabus of the JEE. The difference is theory will not change, the standard of numerical will change. So if right starting from the class 11, you are focusing on some good numericals, like if you are focusing on books like HC Verma, you're focusing on EYQs, then you have good chances to crack the exam in the first attempt. You don't need to drop any. So this is score versus percentile. Then this is CIWG quota. So in India, around 3,900, around 4,000 seats are for CIWG candidates. What is there? DASA scheme is for all NRIs. People living, Indians living in any countries are NRIs. 50% of seats, except IITs in almost all engineering colleges, are reserved for the NRI. That's DASA scheme. Within DASA, there is a subcategory of CIW. Means out of those 15%, 5% seats are reserved for the children of Indian workers in Gulf countries. Like you, people like you who are living in Saudi Arabia or UAE or Qatar or Oman. The 6 countries, all Gulf countries. 5% seats are there. So if you make this 5%, then the number of seats around 4,000. And trust me, you don't have too much competition. And not lakhs of students from the Gulf countries who are applying for admission into the engineering colleges. The competition decreases, significantly decreases as compared to a general category student. And the fees also, if you are an NRI, else than the Gulf countries, then the fees per semester is 4,000 USD. That's around 3.5 lakh. But if you are from the CIWG candidate, then the fees is just 62,500, same as that of an Indian student. So you have an edge over this, like you have relaxation in the percentile, but fees is not changed. So if you use this, but this quota is not applicable for IITs, except IITs, in NITs, triple ITs, in fact in SPA for architecture, this quota is available. Now we'll be discussing subject-wise, like I'll be discussing the pattern of physics based on this recent attempt of January, and similarly Mohit sir and Subhu sir will be discussing about chemistry. So if we talk about this particular example, the difficulty level in some, there were 6-7 sessions. Some sessions it was easy, some sessions was moderate, but physics was not very tough. Except very few questions, like out of 25, if we talk about 2-3 questions, the 2-3 questions were something for which you have to go beyond NCERT. But except those 2-3 questions, everything, the theory of at least every question was NCERT. But yes, you have to practice. Those numericals were not straightforward. In the first attempt, 28th January, the numericals were pretty easy, but when you go to 29th or the further attempt, the standard of questions increases. But even those moderate questions were not out of NCERT. So if you are preparing for your class 11 or if you are preparing for class 12, to focus on NCERT, along with NCERT, if you can solve books like HC Verma. HC Verma is biological. Or you can focus on the PYQ. The PYQ you have. Now, if you focus on the last 10 years, you have plenty of questions. Almost all types of questions have been discussed. You have really good chances to crack this. And if is there any student from class 9th and 10th, the early you start, the more chances you have. 9th and 10th student have 4 years. The class 9th student have 4 years to graduate. The syllabus of 9th and 10th does not exactly match with the syllabus of JEE. But in 9th and 10th, if they focus on numerical solving skills for my subject, if you're good at class 9th physics, if you're good at class 10th physics, then you will definitely have an edge over others. You don't have to go beyond your syllabus. Just remain in your syllabus, but just improve the standard of the That's it. And to check what standard you are targeting, along with your school exam, you can opt for Olympiads also. The syllabus of Olympiad will also help you to build a very strong foundation for the exams like CIWG. If we talk about books, it's NCRT, HC Verma, PYQs, and there is one good series by B.F. Sharma. Although B.F. Sharma is for both mains and advanced. Now, from the students and if parents are there is specific questions regarding physics we can discuss. For students and parents, if you have any specific questions related to physics, we can discuss. We keep this session very small. We have very limited number of audience just because there could be a good discussion. Yes, Afia, I can hear you. Afia, I believe you can. Yes,
Can
switch
you
on your.
explain the syllabus for physics
Yeah,
for
Afia,
JW?
in which class are you?
I'm moving to grade 11 from grade 10.
Moving to grade 11. So in class 11 physics, the syllabus is exactly as that of your class 11 school syllabus. Like we'll start from mechanics, kinematics, laws of motion, work, energy, power that I believe you must have done in your class 9. Right? Then you have thermodynamics, then you have waves and oscillations. Almost all topics that you have done in class 9 are also in class 11. But just the standard is into 10. If you multiply your class 9 physics syllabus into 10, that's class 11 syllabus. And the same is for JEE. There's not I believe there are 2-3 topics extra in JEE which are not in class 11 syllabus. And that too is because they have revised NCERT. If you go to old NCERT, then everything is already in NCERT, which is JEE. So syllabus wise, it's same. You just have to improve the numerical solvents.
Sir, what are the other books recommendation?
There are several books, but if you can just focus on these four, it's more than enough. Trust me. And to focus on these four books, or four, not even four, the first three books is the challenge. In class 11, you can complete your NCERT properly, you can complete your SCV, and you can just go through your previous questions of the. That's more than enough. You don't. The thing is, you don't have to do it once. You have to do it at least thrice. Then only it will come to your memory, and you will be able to recall it.
Okay, sir. In JEE, I was checking the pattern and all. So it was like paper 1, paper 2, and paper 2B. So one is for B Tech, one is for B Arc, and one is for B Plan. So what is that?
Yeah, the JEE mains is for both BTech as well as architecture. So if you are planning for BTech, then you have to give this paper one. But if you are planning for PR also, then you have to give one more paper that is for architecture. That's for mains. But for advanced, that's a totally different. I think Subbu sir will explain you what happens in advanced.
Yes, sir. The question is that there is JEE mains exam for BTech and then BArch and then B planning. So there are two sessions. For one session is for BTech students, another is for BArch or B planning students. So if someone is interested in BArch or B planning, they can give that session also. And there would be like engineering, drawing would be something related to that, and there would be mathematics, mental aptitude, reasoning, and these type of topics are there. So the structure is quite different from JEE mains for BTech. It is very different. So if you are aiming for JEE, mm, B arc or B planning, then it is a different game. So the students generally prepare for BTech, and the seats are also for BTech, and the competition is of course there for BTech. But for BR can be planning, then you will have to prepare in a different manner. Okay.
So instead of chemistry, you have to, I believe, well, sir, chemistry is not there in the BR syllabus.
Yeah, BArc actually they will give you some drawings and all. As per my student discussion with my student, they will ask you to draw some famous building. You need to have idea of three-dimensional drawings. If you are good at it, you can draw it and explain. They give some that kind of questions. So
Yeah.
past year's question can fairly give you the idea, but you should have that interest in it. And if it is there, you can just go through the paper and you can complete that. You can do that side by side along with physics, chemistry, and maths. So it doesn't require that kind of preparation which we do it in physics, chemistry, and maths. So it is a very easy paper.
So if I sum up here, this the paper 1 is for BTech, paper 2 is for BR basically. And in BR, I don't think they ask chemistry, they ask physics and mathematics. That too is elementary. The major focus is on aptitude test, in which they ask this thing, the drawing and we still are not going to JEE advanced. This is JEE. Yes, sir. Okay, so if you don't have any question, I'll move on to the chemistry, and I believe Mohit will explain like how you can prepare for the JEE Mains exam from a chemistry perspective along with your school exam.
As Adam sir said, the preparation starts from 9th and 10th. The syllabus of 9th and 10th act like a precursor to JEE preparation. So there are a lot of chapters in class 9, like atomic structure is there. So that is there in class 11th also. But in class 9th, it is just a basic part. In class 11th, it is in more detail. So if you start early, you can do some extra questions along with your 9th class syllabus or with the 10th class syllabus. For example, in 10th class, we have a chapter of carbonates compound. And in 11th and 12th, we have complete organic chemistry. So if you start early, definitely it will be easier for you. And for as far as class 11th and 12th are concerned, if you are starting from 11th and 12th, so you can first complete your NCERT. That has a lot of theory and a lot of details, because there are many questions which are exactly based on NCERT, on the statements which are written in NCERT, but you need to you need to revise it very thoroughly. Each and every statement you should be familiar with. So paper, so if you keep your preparation systematic, after studying each chapter, you complete your NCERT, you complete your exemplar. Okay, there are many questions, many good questions are there given in the exemplar. That also is by NCERT. So it will not put load, and you can easily prepare with class 11th and class 12th. And whatever the homeworks and assignments which we give, that already include a lot of questions, practice questions from all the international author books, because in chemistry there are many international good books from international authors. So a lot of questions are being covered in the assignment. Learnivio assignment has all those PYQs are there. So you can do it bit by bit, and definitely you will be able to do the preparation very smoothly without having any stress. So that's what I would like to say.
So, is there anything specific for the class 12 student? Because I think there are few students who are in class 12. Like how they can combine their preparation for the boards and simultaneously they can focus with it.
For class 12th, actually just along with the, so suppose if there is any chapter, first of all for boards they should be able to write the definitions and all very clearly. And for JEE mains, they can do some extra practice problems. That's it. Keep on doing the practice problems along with our Learnivio classes which we give. So automatically the whole preparation will be very easy, and you will get through it very easily.
And the thing is, the assignments and the preparation that you're doing for your board exams, that will help you to JEE Mains also. The numericals that you're doing for JEE Mains will help you in the board exams also. Like if I talk about my subject, physics, this year, the question of physics that came this year was, the question paper of CBSE physics was as per the NEET exam. Like there were many questions which were new. There was nothing that you can memorize. Okay, so after chemistry, I'm moving on to mathematics. Subhu sir, since you're familiar.
Yeah. So if we talk about JEE mains mathematics, so it is little lengthy and tough also compared to your board syllabus. And it is generally said that out of 3 hours, give 1.25 hours, that is 1 hour 15 minutes for maths. And also questions difficulty is there, but what is basic is that those chapters which are difficult in class 12th, like three dimension geometry, vectors, probability, these are actually called difficult chapters of board of class 12th. So if you are doing them from the NCRT, then you can do those questions also in JEE mains. And some chapters which are like easy chapters, or for board particularly, like 11th coordinate geometry is very small chapter and easy chapter. Sequence and series is there. So these theories are very limited, and these are basically for uh, school examination only. But if you go for JEE mains, there is more theory to it. And if you add more theory to it, then obviously problems possibility is also more. So in that case, you will see that there is difficulty in questions. So you have to see that which chapters, and obviously this is an add-on, because if you don't prepare for board and school examination and think of preparing for JEE main, that is not possible, because you have to first step to the first step, then you can come to the next step. You can't go to the second step first and then think that first step will be done. So in that case you will fall. So it is quite clear that first preparation is for your school examinations and board. After that, those chapters which are quite simple in school examinations and boards, for them you will have to do some extra preparation. Those chapters, for example, I have told you, and you will also come across those chapters, teacher will tell you as you will study. So you have to keep this thing in mind. Other than that, for ninth and 10th students also, some chapters are there which are continued in 11th 12th, some chapters are not continued. So this is a basic concept mistake by students of 9th 10th, that like geometry chapter, not coordinate geometry but geometry. So geometry chapter is not in 11th and 12th, but it is in 9th and 10th, triangles, quadrilaterals and circles and all these things. So basically, if you don't study these chapters in 9th and 10th, you won't be able to solve questions of 11th and 12th, whether it is of any other chapter. Because in application, everything from 9th 10th 11th 12th, everywhere, from everywhere it comes. So you don't think that it is from 9 10, so it will not be asked in 11 12. Those things will also be asked by default in 11 12 in some question form or some in other form, not called as a chapter. That it will not say that there is a chapter called circle, or there is a chapter called quadrilaterals, but they will ask you the question based on those concepts which you have studied. So you have to be quite clear in basics. If you are clear in basics, school examinations, NCRT books, then you will be able to prepare and understand the preparation for JEE mains. But if you are not clear in these exams and books, then there is difficulty in going further. So starting, which is called the beginning is tough, but the further steps which we see earlier, that they are very lengthy steps and very tough steps, they become easy when you cover the beginning steps. If you cover 2 3 steps which are starting ones, they are quite difficult actually to start. If you cover this, those things will be covered swiftly. You won't be able to face much difficulty in that. So don't think that how will you be able to cover that. That will happen. Some books are there, like RD Sharma is a basics book for JEE mains which you can use for preparation. Singage or Arihant series, its publication, Singage publication or Arihant series publication. Previous year questions, of course, you have to do. So these books will help you in the preparation. Uh, and basically rest, I think if you have any doubt regarding maths, you can ask.
Yeah, if you have anything about maths, you can ask.
Yes,
Afia.
Afia?
Yes, Afia.
Sir, there's a concept called modules and all for coaching centers. So, like, is it compulsory to do the modules?
Yeah, if you are associated with any coaching center, which is actually right now a need, it is not a luxury, it is a need, because there is a lot of preparation going on. And if you will be alone preparing for any examination, then you won't be able to be participating in the competition. So you will have to be associated to any coaching, and you have to do either they have modules or workbook, whatever they have, you have to follow them. You have to study the notes of the teacher, you have to do the assignments, you have to do homework, you have to revise the notes, you have to do the questions which have been done in the class on your own after the class. You'll have to do questions of the modules, and then you'll have to discuss the doubts of those modules. So these are all very important things. Then you will benefit from the coaching. If you don't do these things, then there will be not much benefit that you are expecting from the coaching.
Afia, those modules are nothing but the assignments which are selected by the teachers. So
Sorry,
along
sir.
instead of I'm saying Afia that modules, these like students when they come to 11th or 12th, they think modules and books are two different things. Modules are nothing but the assignments which are selected by the teachers. And the books have everything. So if you can follow books or modules, I would say if you follow books, then it's better. The modules are also prepared from those books. Standard books, if you are following, that's enough. You can solve it. The modules are nothing very different. Modules are notes, short notes along with some assignments. And books have everything. So it's not necessary that along with book you have to buy a C module or somewhere. If you have books, you have standard books, you can go through the books. That's it. And the best thing to check is take one book, complete a chapter from that book, and just look at the PYQs. If you're able to solve the PYQs, that means that book has enough content for you. Right up here.
Sir, I was thinking to take PCMB and prepare for JEE with that. So, is there any hack or like special tip for this?
Yeah, Afia, ECM is already a big combination. Along with this, if you want to take biology, and that's a very good combination if you can manage it. But I believe you are putting too much pressure on yourself. So, Mohit sir, what do you say?
So I also had like a similar question. Institute also called us and said that for preparing for NEET, and from 11th you have to choose PCB plus maths, because if you don't choose maths, then your chemistry and physics marks will go down really bad and stuff like that. So is it really true?
No, the maths which are required for physics, the good major part of that you have already covered in your 9th and 10th, right? We need basic algebra, we need geometry for some topics that you have already covered in 9th and 10th. There are few topics like calculus, but you are not going to use very advanced calculus. The basic calculus that can be covered in 2 3 initial lectures. So when we start the physics syllabus, we start with a bridge course. That bridge course have basic mathematics, basic trigonometry, basic calculus, basic geometry. So that will cover that. I really don't believe that to crack NEET you need maths. But if you can manage it, then you have many other career options.
So it's not important to pick maths.
It's not at all very necessary.
So it won't affect chemistry and physics.
No, physics, I'm taking responsibility. Mohit sir will talk about chemistry.
Yeah, actually, I had bio and maths both.
Mohit sir and both.
Yeah. So actually, what happens is if you are into preparing for NEET, I would say better go for bio. Okay, because maths is going to put unnecessary pressure on you.
Yes,
But
you
if
should
you
be
are
focused on.
Yeah, so if you are good at maths, very good, because 12th maths is going to be very lengthy, as you said. So unnecessary, you have to study all those. As far as the maths uh, concerned in physics, its usage in physics, that sir already will teach you the details, the basic mathematics, which is being used in physics. And so if you want to pursue NEET, I should say better focus on bio. But if you have a special interest in maths also, So then you can go for maths as well as for bio.
But if your focus is on NEET, then
Bio is better for us. Any other question?
now let's move on to the NEET. So that's this discussion for the context of JEE. Let's move on to NEET now.
Yeah.
So if we talk about NEET, the pattern is you have physics, chemistry, zoology, and botany. In NEET, they divide biology into two parts, zoology and botany. So you will get 45. They just have updated the pattern. 3 months back, it was 50, 50, 50, 50 questions, and you have to attempt 45. But now it's 45, 45 questions. There is no choice. 45 physics, 45 chemistry, 45 zoology, 45 art. The total is 720 marks. The standard marks to get admission into a government college in India is 620 plus. Last year, there was some problem. There was some issue. The cutoff goes up to 635 plus. The students are students who got 625, they can't even get admission into MBBS. They're again dropping for it. Earlier, last year it was 635, but if you look at the trend before last year, it was up to 620 marks. If you have 620, then you can get admission into MBBS in a medical college. And the good thing about NEET is, the issue with the NEET is the level of competition. Like out of 720, you need 620. If you go for JEE, out of 300, 150 is a very good score. But for NEETs, out of 720, if you are getting 500, it's not even a good score. The good score starts after 620. If you talk about the pattern, then the pattern is just same as that of NCERT. Like for JEE, you have to go beyond NCERT. But for NEET, you don't have to go beyond NCERT. NEET is NCERT. The problem with NEET is the level of competition you have. Out of 720, NEET 620 points. So your accuracy should be very good. Your speed should be very, very good. Like in 1 hour, we expect from an average student of JEE Mains to solve 15 to 18 questions out of 25. But for a NEET aspirant, in physics, we expect out of 45 questions, you have to attempt 42, 41 questions. Out of this, 38, 39 should be correct. That's the level of competition. But those questions are not very tough. The standard questions is, in most of the schools in Saudi Arabia and the type of question paper that you get in class 11 are as per the standard. In the objectives, what they do, they put the NEET device. So from the subject point of view, NEET is not tough. The thing is your speed and your accuracy, that's all. If you're in a NEET exam, if you are wrong, if you do silly mistakes and 3 questions gets wrong, then you're not cracking that. That's why people take drops for NEET. But the syllabus is not that tough. The syllabus is just your NCERT. Yes, Mahal.
So for the NEET exam over here in Saudi and then the NEET exam in India, is it same or different? Because I'm thinking to shift to India for 11th and 12th.
It's the same exam. It's the same exam.
So the questions and everything will be same, right?
Question and everything will be same. There are very few centers of NEET in Gulf. There's I believe 1 or 4 or 5 centers. There are more centers of JEE in Gulf. The test centers are less of NEET, but the paper is same. They're just about the test centers. It's like if you are in India and you are preparing for NEET, and you can get test center into Delhi, or you can get in Mumbai, or you get in Delhi. That does not change the pattern of the exam. The same thing is there. You get the same question. Yes. Anything else regarding NEET? Because since in NEET there is not anything new or in addition to the NCERT, that's why we have not made many slides for the NEET.
So sir, is there like a coaching for Indian students by the Learnivio?
We provide for both. Like we have an offline centers in Delhi, we have a residential coachings also in Delhi, and it's for the online is for the girls also. So in online we cater both Indian as well as the Gulf countries. For offline, we don't have any offline center yet in Gulf. We have offline center in Delhi, and we have residential coaching also. There's hostel facility and everything. That residential is with association with Hamdard, the Hamdard University. In association with Hamdard University, we're in a residential coaching center. That's from NEET JEE.
Hi, sir. I'm Maha father.
Yes, sir.
How are you? Yeah. This Learnivio, my daughter is last 2 years. It's very good and very lot of learn my daughter. So now he's going to moving to higher classes to 11th, but we planning to move to India. So any this Learnivio, any branch in actually we are from Hyderabad. So you have any branch in Hyderabad for offline?
No, so we have the offline branches still only in Delhi, both the offline and the residential. For all others, it's only.
So you have only online this one,
Yes,
or offline for me.
offline.
So because in the Hyderabad and other states also, lot of we have student offline. So 2 years my daughter already studying online. So I am thinking offline is better than online. So what your recommendations are?
Well,
How
if
you will
the,
advise us?
yeah, I would say if the batch size is very small, the batch size is so small that a student can easily interact with the teacher, then online can compete with the offline. Because if you're an offline center, we have offline centers, the batch strength is around 45, 50. I believe both Subbu sir and Mohit sir have taught the batch strength of 50, 70. Out of in a batch of 70 students, it's very tough for a teacher to concentrate on each student. But if you're doing it online and there are 4 or 5 students in a batch, then it's easier for the teacher to concentrate on each and every student. Student can easily interact with it. Because these subjects like physics, chemistry, zoology, you can't do these subjects without discussion.
And mostly the colleges also giving the NEET training after the this 11 1 2. After this also continues giving the coaching, the NEET coaching, the special classes. My daughter will we join? No need to join. So we will take the separate this special classes from Jasola in Leo.
If she's joining us, it's more than enough. Like we'll teach her each and everything that is required to track. See, in offline center or in any of, they're not doing anything new. They have huge marketing budget. They're doing all these things. But to
Yeah,
crack
because in
NEET,
the call,
whatever
yes,
is required, that we will provide in terms of theory, in terms of numerical.
कैमरा तो बंद है
yeah, mostly our college. Just I discussed with college in Hyderabad. So it's no need to be. Are giving the coaching. We are giving the NEET coaching with ISO as +1 and +2.
Okay, they are known as school projects. So along within the school only, they have tie-up with some coaching institute. Within the school, along with the classes, they are providing the coaching also. So if student is joining some school where they are giving extra time for this Learnivio also, then no need to give extra pressure on the student for Learnivio. Like apart from coaching, student need time for self-study. If the student is already giving from the school project, usually it takes 8 to 9 hours. The student is in school up to 4 p.m. Then that needs some time for the self-study also. Then I would recommend to join two coaching
Yes. Last year, sir, how many students will be uh, get the good score in Learnivio?
Sir, last year in our residential coaching, I will come to last slide. Yeah. This is it. So there were 4 students: Fatma, Arish, Sarshia, Sumaya. These were the students. Yes, some were. These all are from our residential coaching.
Out of how many students are you have?
So we
Each
had
group, how many students?
each group had 50 students, 40, 50 students in residential. Out of them, 4, 5 got selected. Because in India, in NEET, the success rate is around 1%. Around 12 lakh students apply and there are 25,000 seats. But if you are planning for coaching, then just focus on one thing, not on 2 separate coaching institutes. Have that.
Yeah, that is my concern. If you are too coaching, get too much pressure.
Pressure, and they won't get time for the self-study. Because as a teacher, we can only guide a student. The rest is through the self-study. I knew a few students who cracked NEET just by the recorded lectures. lectures. They just pick the recorded lectures and they crack these. Those recorded lectures were not NEET for the recording. The recorded lectures are from regular classes. They crack NEET exam like NEET from the recorded lectures. And I know students who are into 2-3 coaching institutes and they are not able to crack it for the last 2-3 years. They're dropping it again and again. So the thing is, the self-study, that's more important. We as a teacher can guide students. But the major part is by the student. And for that, student need time for self-study.
This is now is my daughter is tough, going length. NEET, mostly students going from +2, starting the coaching NEET. So compulsory to start the NEET coaching from first year, second year,
From
11th and 12th.
Yes, better to start early because NEET cover both. The syllabus of 50% syllabus of the NEET is from class 11 and 50% of the syllabus of NEET is from class 12. Like you look at it, this is 180 questions total. Out of 180, 90 are from class 11 syllabus. The rest, the 90 are from class 12 syllabus. So it's good if one can cover the class 11 syllabus in class 11 and class 12 portion of the NEET in the class 12.
Now mostly student preparing after 11th, 12th is starting to need coaching in India. I'm talking about in India. But now last I see the 3-4 years, the students started to 2 years the need training. And some in the Dammam, Saudi Arabia, starting from to 9th standard also, 9, 10th, 11th, 12th. It means 4 years to need to preparation to training.
See,
So children automatically get to pressure.
You see, when a student is starting from the class 9th or 10th, we call this as the foundation. The syllabus of 9th and 10th is not going to come into it. They're just making the foundation for the student. If you talk about my subject, physics or chemistry, and the teacher is trying to teach them the problem solving skills, the numerical solving skills. When you look at a numerical, how to analyze the numerical and solve it. That's the foundation for the 9th. From the syllabus of 11th and 12th will come into it. And the best time, the earlier you start, it's better. Like if a student of 9th and 10th is going for the foundation courses, then it's not going to put too much of extra effort. If teachers are planning it well, then they will try to incorporate everything through their class 9th syllabus. There's no need to teach anything new. The theory is same as in the class 9. They just have to work on the numerics. And in India, the trend is most of the students who are cracking NEET in the second attempt or in the first attempt, they are starting from class 11. They prepare for NEET in class 11, they prepare for NEET in class 12, then they appear for NEET in the May. Like we do have some students who are in crash course. And if in the May attempt, they get more than 620 marks, they will get admission into MBBS. Otherwise, they drop for it. But if a student after class 12 in the first attempt of the NEET, out of 720, the student is getting only 300, then there are very, very slim chances that that student can even crack NEET after 1 year. Because that journey from 320 to 620 is a very, very big journey. So ideally, what we observe, a student after 12, they appear for NEET and they score around 550, 560. Then those students will drop for 1 year and they crack it. But the students who after 12 gets 200 or 300 marks, they keep on dropping it multiple times, 2 years or 3 years. I don't consider that as good. I said just play for 1 year and then.
Okay.
So ideally, it's 11th level. And it will align with the school exams. It's not a big difference between the syllabus of NEET and that of the school. Yes, Afia,
Hello.
you asked. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Good
Yes.
evening, sir.
Good evening.
I'm Afia's father.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, my daughter Afia going to 11 standard now.
Yes.
In the class 10, it's okay because she's aiming to get like 90% plus. I hope she will get, it will be great student for the school. I have one question. See, actually, we not decide yet. We go for JW or NEET preparation. So that's why in the school she choose the PCMB and she selected for that because in the Abu Dhabi, she's studying in Abu Dhabi. So she selected for that PCMB. So from your suggestion, because we think, okay, let's go for PCMB, either choose some other subject. Okay, let's go for PCMB. Why we drop the main before we close the way going to either go for NEET or a JEE. So she choose both. So from your side, what is the suggestion? If we go for both, we don't know what we're going to do in after 12. Now she's just going to 11, so we have 2 years still more remaining. So what your suggestion on that, sir?
See, they're just both. They're just pros and cons. Like if she's choosing PCM, then she will have.
Please louder, please.
Yes, yes, sir. I'm saying if she's choosing PCMB, then there's both pros and cons of this decision. The pros is she will have many career options after class 12. She have maths and biology.
Yes.
But both biology and maths are very, very lengthy subjects. It's very tough for a student to concentrate on maths and biology simultaneously. A student is trying to concentrate on both maths and biology simultaneously. It's very, very tough to crack both exams. So personally, I believe if you want to go for NEET or JEE, then you should, from class 11th onward, you should just focus on one thing, either on JEE or either go for PCM or go for PCM. But if you're planning something else, you want to go for research, then I believe PCMB is very good. If you're planning for the natural sciences, then I believe PCMB is very good. She will have options for both the. But if your target is either engineering or medical, then I would say you should decide earlier. Because both the subjects is she will not be able to crack both NEET and JEE simultaneously. At some point of time, she have to take decision either PCM or either PCM. Then why to waste 2 years for this thing? Just take the decision now.
Actually, she don't know yet what is it, because both subjects she was good. She enjoy math and she enjoy also his bio is very good. So she don't want to drop either class. She tell no, this both is good. I'm enjoying lot. I don't want to miss something and I go like something additional class. I drop bio. No, I can do that one either. Instead I go like some other side class like like sports or something. So she don't want actually that one. So I think let's go for
Yeah,
um
in that case, let's go as per the student. Maybe in a year or something, she can realize, okay, I want to focus only on mathematics. Then she will give more time on mathematics and less on biology. Or she decided, no, I want to be into PCB, then she will give more time on biology and less time on mathematics.
and
But this,
what is your sir, what is your training the fee and what is the structure, how to join it, what is the time, how can we explain on that, sir? If we join your
sir, I believe I can ask someone from the operations team. They will explain you everything. Generally, if you are with us, if you are going for only CBSE, then we take per subject 3 hours of classes. But along with CBSE, if you're planning for NEET, then we need some extra time, and it goes for 4.5 hours per subject. And in that 4.5 hours, we'll be focusing on both CBSE as well as NEET. But the challenge is now, student when it's March or April. In April, they start everything. They are very enthusiastic about it, and as the time pass on, their whole focus is on the school exam. So if they can maintain the same level of motivation, same level of dedication from the first month of 11th to the last month of 12th, then these NEET and JEE classes are very big. And that is a challenge in itself. Most of the students, after 3-4 months due to the school pressure, they stop coming to the classes. They stop doing the assignments. They stop attending the tests which are made for NEET or JEE. But if a student can manage these two things for the 2 years, then that will definitely be
The thing is that after school, like our school is for 7 to 8 hours, and after school, I am getting like only I calculated like yesterday and day before yesterday. So I'm getting like only for 5 days in a week, I'm getting like only for 2.5 hours of self study, like apart from the coaching centers and all. So I was thinking, because I like bio also. So it's like a backup plan. If I'm not able to crack JEE, then only after like all the attempts are over, I can go for NEET and all. But
Okay.
now I can prepare for JEE only, like only focus on JEE.
Yeah, if I tell you, although the exam or the questions in the NEET is easier, but cracking JEE is easier than NEET just because of the seats. In India, the number of students who are applying for the NEET are around 20 lakh, 12 lakh, I believe. So last year, it was 12 lakh who applied for NEET.
Approximately that much only.
Yeah, 12 lakh, and the seats are 25,000. So if you compare JEE with NEET, the competition in NEET is more than JEE. It's easier to crack JEE as compared. You're talking about the JEE Advanced or JEE Mains up here? When you say JEE, you're talking about JEE Mains or Mains and Advanced?
No, I'm talking about both.
He's talking about both. Then yes,
Yeah.
JEE Advanced is, but still, in JEE Advanced also the seats are more than that of NEET. So don't think that NEET is any way easier than JEE.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So I have a question. In grade 11, I took PCMB. So I really could, because I couldn't decide for engineering or medicine. When I was halfway to grade 11, so I decided that yes, I'll go for medicine. So I'm in grade 12 now. My British classes ended a few days ago. So I really couldn't prepare as such for a NEET last year. So year 11, I really couldn't prepare for NEET. So now I'll have to do year 11 and year 12 NEET in this 1 year. So how do you recommend I do grade 11 and grade 12 NEET syllabi in 1 year, or do I have to drop out?
Well, that depends on your capabilities. Like, I don't know how is your calculation and how your learning curve is, how fast you learn things. But the standard thing is up to August or September, you should focus on your class 12 thing. Because by that time, the major portion of class 12 gets covered. And then you should decide, okay, I'm good at 12. I can recall everything. And then you can focus on class 11.
On class 11 as a revision, we can do it.
As a revision. But if you start both the things right from the April, that you won't be able to decide like which is your stronger push. I would say for the next 4 months, focus on class 12. Try to complete class 12 in 4-5 months. Like if from yourself you're expecting that you can finish class 11 and 12 together in 1 year, that means you're confident that you can complete 11 and 12 syllabus in 5 months 11, 5 months 12. So in the first 5 months, try to focus on class 12. Finish your class 12 syllabus in 5 months. And then give the test series and everything. And if you're scoring well, then you should go for it. That's a practical approach.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So,
yes. Yes.
So I want to ask you something apart from JEE and NEET.
Yes.
Can you give me some advice about LLB?
Advice